Good morning, everybody. It's Mr. C, and welcome back to another day of amazing learning right here at my house and with you at your house. I'm super excited to be back today. The weather outside, the sun is shining, it's super bright, super awesome, and most importantly, we're learning together with this beautiful weather. So I wanted to take just a moment and say thank you to our sponsors. Mr. C Live is made possible by the Dayton Metro Library and also our friends at Think TV PBS. So very excited to have everyone here today learning, and you can see we got some really cool stuff lined up for you today. We're going to be talking about, believe it or not, air again, but in a different way. And today I actually brought along something that if you've ever been to one of my live shows, this is one of my new gadgets that I built. And it is a t-shirt cannon. Look at that. Isn't that awesome? Yeah, so I built this, and actually we're working on the video, the tutorial on how to build this so that if you and your family would like to build a t-shirt cannon, you could do that also. We're going to talk about what this is and how this is going to pertain to what we're doing today. And it's pretty simple. We have a chamber here that when I close the chamber, I can pump air into it, and that allows pressure to build up. So I have a little gauge here, and it reads PSI, so that's pounds of force per square inch. And so when we pump air into that, the air gets squeezed in there and it starts getting compressed. And then what happens is I open this up and all the air rushes out. And so I'm going to show you how that works, and then I have a video that I made of me shooting this outside to show you the power of air. But let's go ahead and close this off. So I close it off. So this is sealed now. And then I have this handy dandy little air pump. Oops, there's something attached to it. That's for the next experiment. Put that there so we don't lose it. And so what we're going to do is hook this up.
Oh, we've got lots of friends here already, Mr. C.
All right, friends, hold on one second. I'm pumping this up for all of my friends joining us today.
Wyatt is here.
What's up, Wyatt? Whoa, okay.
Somebody's asking where Sven is.
Oh my gosh. Well, let me do this and I'm going to explain what happened to Sven. All right? Sven. He's such a character. So if you tuned in yesterday, you know that, oh my gosh, he's crazy.
But he's a good friend.
He's one of my best friends. He helps me stay fit and active, and we'll get there in just a second. All right, so I'm going to pump this up. Loud. If you can hear that, it's loud. Woo. So I'm not going to pump it up too much, but what I've done, and I don't know if you can see it.
If you hold it down low, I can get it on the...
I don't know, can you see the gauge? Maybe?
Yeah, I think so.
So what's happened is I have put air into this chamber, and a moment ago it was at 0 psi because there was no pressure in the chamber. But what I've done is I use my little pump, and now we have approximately 30 psi. And so what we do is, once I have that, all I do is turn this.
You should warn us.
Sorry, should have done a countdown. But that air comes rushing out, makes the sound, and then if there's something in there, it fires it out. So what we do is we pump this up at our shows, and then we put a t-shirt into it, and then we put the t-shirt into the barrel of our t-shirt cannon. I didn't fold it very well. It's not going in very well. There we go. We push that in there.
We have a friend tuning in from Hawaii. It's 3:30 a.m. where Mr. Sussman is. That's pretty cool.
We have someone tuned in from Hawaii, 3:30 in the morning. I'm glad you're up with us right now. Thanks for joining us.
That's a real scientist.
Yeah, that's a real fan right there. And a real scientist joining us. So then when we have this right here, when we pump it up, we turn it, and the air pushes it out. And we have a video for us. I have a video for you that I want to show you. Are you going to put the video on for us, Mrs. C?
Yeah.
So check this out. We did this outside. Watch this. 3, 2, 1. Oh, that was awesome. That was so cool. How cool is that? Isn't that awesome? That t-shirt flew probably 30, 40, maybe even 50 feet. It was from my front walkway all the way out into the street. It was so cool. And that's literally the power of air. That's compressed air. So what happens is, like I said before, we're taking all of this air, we're squeezing those air molecules together in here, we're putting as many air molecules in as possible. This container, this chamber doesn't change its size. So it's holding those air molecules in there, but we're squeezing more and more in, so we're increasing the pressure on this tube. And then when we release it, all the air whoosh, rushes out, and if there's something in front of it, like that t-shirt, it pushes it forward. So that's a pretty cool activity. And we're actually working on the video for that, the actual building of one of those, so we'll have that soon. And I have to address really quickly, yesterday, I know that we had April Fools, and I was not going out to try out for the opera. Mr. C does not have a singing voice. I love to make music and songs. Well, you guys know, you've seen some of my videos and music, right? I'm not good at la 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 singing like that, but I keep trying. And if you try, you get better at things, and that's what it's all about. But Sven, he is one of my dearest friends. He's actually from Germany, and we have hung out together for a long time. He came over here to be a trainer. Obviously, he's a really fit guy. And I help him with science activities, and he helps me with sports science, and we just kind of work together. So if you liked Sven, maybe we can have him back on the show sometime, and he could show some other science, sports science things. Let us know. If that's something you would like to see, let us know in the comments. Post something. So we can't fire the t-shirt cannon in the house because it's not safe. It's loud also. Something you want to do outside. But what we have here is something that you might be able to try at your house to create your own little, say, rocket or kind of like a cannon. It's not really quite a cannon. Uh-oh, do I have scissors? Yes. We need scissors for this one. So I have a Kool-Aid container. I think we got these at the dollar store. We got 4 for $1 or maybe 6 for $1. And what we did is we drank a couple of them. That's the best part about doing science is I get to have all of these really cool sweet treats and I get to learn at the same time. So just like our cannon, inside of this bottle, we have some air. And what I like about these is that they are squishy, so they kind of get their shape back after I squeeze them. So I can squeeze it and the shape comes back. But what we're going to do is you're going to need some straws. So I have a straw. And then you're going to have to find another straw that actually fits over the straw, okay? So that it slides over it really easily. And you might be thinking, why is that? And we're going to get to it in just a second. So this straw, you're going to put into this bottle. And then you're going to seal it. We want to seal as much of that air in there as possible. There we go. I overdid it on... Can you see it? So I have this, and now when I squeeze out the air, I could do my hair like this in the morning. Oh, my hair won't stand up. But now I have this rocket launcher. It's the launcher. But now I need to have some rockets. And since we know that this fits over this, like that, I'm going to cut this off right here, right above where that straw meets, okay? So now I've got this straw, and I'm going to take just a little bitty piece of Play-Doh. Is this Play-Doh? Yeah. Or clay, or whatever you have at home. And if you don't have Play-Doh or clay, some people might be like, oh, I don't have Play-Doh or clay. We have a recipe. We did a video on how to make your own DIY Play-Doh, and you could use that. And that way you can also have some fun. So there's one rocket.
You could use leftover gum.
Mrs. C said you could use leftover gum. You could, but that could actually make it a sticky situation. Could you imagine like it getting stuck on the window or the couch? I know I would not. I would probably get in trouble at this house if I was using gum. So I'm not going to recommend that you try gum at your house. So I'm going to build a couple of these. I'm going to do like 3 or 4. And then my goal is to fire it at the camera. Over the camera. I don't want to hit the camera because I don't want to get a smudge on the lens. That would be funny. All right, so we got 3. Let's do one more. Let's see. I've got blue, yellow, this kind of pink.
Colton wants to know, will this work with an empty water bottle?
Will this work with an empty water bottle? I think yes, but there's only one way to find out, Colton, and that's if you try it. So I want you to try that. I think it'll work. I think it'll work. The water bottle. We don't have a handy water bottle, do we? Bottle?
No. Might be harder to seal the top.
Yeah, it might take a little more clay to seal the top of it. I think it'll work though. Give it a try. Let us know if it works, right? We want to see what you did. That's a great question. All right, so we have our launcher. We have a couple of rockets. Look, this one, I used the top of the bendy part by accident, so we'll see what that does. And then we're going to put that on there. Oh, the bendy part's messing with it. Let's not use that one. There we go. And there it is. It's a beautiful thing. Here we go. In 3, countdown. In 3, 2, 1. Oh, that was that was so cool. That thing went right. Oh my gosh. Okay, here we go. Here's another one.
You should make a second one for me.
I need another one of the small straws. Here we go. In 3, 2, 1. Oh my gosh, those are working so well.
I don't think it's fair to be shot at and not have.
Okay, Mrs. C.
I need one.
Mrs. C is worried that. All right, here we go. 3, 2, 1. Oh, that went right over the lens. Did you see that? That is so cool. So here's a challenge. You can build one of these, kind of like what we did with our catapults. You can build one of these. You could set out a cup. You can make targets. You could use rings. And then see how far back you can go. And then you can actually try to, like target practice. You can get better at this. You can maybe design better rockets. So if they're not flying very well, what could you do to make them better? Maybe a different top on the end to cap it off. Maybe just a piece of tape. If you don't have straws, a whole bunch of them, and you don't want to use them all, maybe making rockets out of paper. There's just so many different things that you can do to experiment and explore beyond what you see here. Just like the water bottle, that's a great idea. Oh, you know what? If a water bottle might work, what about a 2-liter bottle or a 1-liter or a 20 ounce or all of those different size soda bottles? They may work really, really well. And if you still have the cap, you could have a parent maybe help you drill a hole in the top of it so that it looks like this, where it has just a teeny tiny hole and the straw fits in perfectly. So those are the creative ideas that I love to hear from all of you, because when we're learning together, we try new things, and when we try new things, we get better at what we're doing. All right, so I'm going to take these, slide this over here. That's so cool. That was neat. All right. So squeeze bottle rockets are really cool. And what I want to do next is, so on this one, so the t-shirt cannon that we showed you, we were squeezing air on the inside, and that air, when we released it, it popped the t-shirt forward. This one, we have air inside, we're squeezing it, so we're compressing the air molecules in there, and those air molecules want to come out, so we're squeezing them out, shoots the rocket out. This experiment here is a little bit different. So I have my goggles, put those on in a second. But what I've got is a little bit of water. And I want to show you something. I also have, and I wasn't sure if we were going to get to do this particular activity, but I found my effervescent tablets in the garage with my equipment. And so we were able to pull this one off. And if you have these at home, kids, make sure you're doing this with your parents. This is medicine, so it's not something you want to play with. But parents, take an effervescent tablet, open it up, and then...
They have for denture cleaners too.
Oh yeah, denture cleaner tablets. Those would work too. So if you have either Alka Seltzer or some sort of denture cleaners, anything that does this will work. So we're going to put this in here. Here's our water. Here's our tablet. It's looking pretty normal, right? Here we go. Can you hear it? I don't know if you can hear that, but it's gurgling. It's going to town. So it's creating all sorts of bubbles. And so if there's a bubble there, we know that it's producing a gas. That gas is going to be the power, our engine for these rockets that we're going to build right here. Okay? So I'm going to slide this over here. Now, I'm going to put my goggles on for this. Are you ready? We're going to do the same thing. We're going to add some water into this. Just a little bit. And I'm going to take half a tablet and I'm going to drop it in there. And then I have this cap. And I know right now you're thinking, what is this thing that he is using, right? This is actually a film canister. And I bet some of you have some of these laying around at your house, maybe. So this is a canister that used to hold a roll of film, 35 millimeter film, and that's how we used to take pictures in the old days before digital cameras. Well, some people still use film, right? People love to take photos with film, but these are like antiques. Like, they're hard to find, like, kind of like Mr. C, a little older, you know, they're pretty cool though. All right, here's what we're gonna do. I'm going to drop this in. I'm going to cap it off, and we're going to see what happens. All right? Let's see here. In 3, 2, 1. Drop that in. It's bubbling. I capped it on. And so all of that gas inside of there is behaving kind of like the gas in the t-shirt cannon. And did you hear Mrs. C yell? I yelled too. That scared me.
Mrs. C, that was you.
That was scary. All right, so that is pretty cool. Now, obviously, I put goggles on because that is pretty intense, and so that lid shot off. And think about the t-shirt video that we just showed you guys a second ago. The t-shirt was pushed forward because of the air pressure. The cap was shot forward because of the air pressure, right? All that gas was building up. It was taking some time, and boosh, it went up, and it fired up. All right, let me grab some paper towels really quick. Oh, that was cool. Should we try that again? I think we should try it again. I think we should try that again. That was so cool. Oh, I have an idea that we could maybe try this with. So, we can make this bigger. We can't do it today, but I've got an idea for next week maybe. All right, so we got a little bit of mess going on the table. That lid worked really well. Here's another, so there's two different types of film canisters that we have. This one, it seals, it kind of pops in, and it has like a ridge on the inside. And this one seals it by popping on top. So I thought it would be cool, even though it's kind of like a demonstration, if we turn it into an experiment and change the variable. So we will add the water to both. We'll add Alka Seltzer to both. But then now we have different lids, and we'll see if they work. I'm just curious if this one seals it well enough to let the pressure build up before it fires up. So we'll give that a try. All right, here we go. I'm going to put a little bit of goggles. So we're going to add a little bit of water. And is anybody wondering what this is? This is a graduated cylinder. It allows me to measure out water, and then I can pour it out. So, scientific tool, thought I'd share it with you. All right, so we've got our Alka Seltzer. I'm going to have to open up one more so I can get two. I'm going to try to get the pieces equal. Okay, got them in half. I'm going to drop them in. But you know what we need. And if you're at home joining along, we need a countdown. Say it with me. Say in 3, 2, 1, drop.
said duck Mrs. C.
Someone said duck Mrs. C. She's pretty far back from where we're at.
It hit me on the chin.
All right. So she's wearing... Whoa! That's one. Oh my gosh. So this one isn't going yet. So either we have like a gas leak, like air's coming out, or the seal is even stronger. I can see all the gas building up. Oh, did you see I saw water drip out the side. I saw water drip out the side. That's telling me that I'm going to hold it and I'm going to uncap it. All right. So that was telling me that this didn't seal well enough for us to be able to have the pressure build up to fire the lid off. All right. I want to show you one more thing. So I've been popping it where I have the lid on top, but you could turn it over and have it pop that way too. And I have these little tubes that I found where we can actually put it like in there and we can kind of hold it so we know that it won't pop at us while we're doing the experiment. Should we try it one more time? I just love this so much. It's so much fun. All right, we're gonna do it one more time. I'm gonna use the tube. Here we go.
Do more than one?
Can I do more than one? Like,
Alka Seltzer do we have?
I have lots of. Should we do like? I've got 1, 2, 3. Should we just do 5 right here? All right.
Go big.
Go big, Mr. Cease. All right, here we go. Here we go. So we've got a half a tablet here. We've got. Took the one and broke it in half, so now we have 3 halves. We have 1 hole. Oh, that one kind of fell apart, but we're going to pretend it didn't. So if I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 halves, I really have 2 holes and a half. So I have 2 1/2. So 5 halves is 2 1/2. A little bit of math for us today. All right, here we go. I don't want to get that in the water. So we've got to get these set up. Do I have enough water? Yeah, I've got enough water. Add a little bit more water. I'm gonna try one with less water. So this one here in the middle, I'm gonna try with about half of the amount of water that the other ones have. And so let's just pay attention to see if the one in the middle fires before the other ones. I'm just curious if there's more gas inside of that cylinder, if it'll help us more. All right, here we go. I've got to get these lined up. We got to find the lids later too.
It's your job.
All right, that's my job. I'm going to put my goggles on for safety. I'm going to get these lined up. So I can pop them on really quickly. And here we go. In 3, 2, 1. Drop, 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 drop. Cap.
Oh no.
Cap. 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 I just like to shake them up a little bit, and then we're just going to see what happens.
Somebody said to turn them over, but I don't know.
Turn one over?
In the house, that's it.
It's okay. We'll turn that one over. Oh, I can hear air on one of them. It's making me nervous. Making me... Oh, my God. We got one more? Oh. Whoa! That was so cool. That was so awesome. That was so cool. That was so cool. Oh my gosh. I have a video. We put, about 20 of those together the one time, and we turned them all over at the same time. I have a video we'll post later this afternoon that kind of goes through that. We set up a whole row and put it on magnets, and we turned it, and then they all fired just do. So I will share that in a little bit. Okay, I'm just going to move some of these things so that we can get to our last activity. Oh my gosh. Look at the mess. Who would have thunk we were going to make a mess today? This guy. All right. I'm just moving more water. These paper towels aren't absorbing very much water. Can you throw me that rag? That hand towel? All right. I should have done this one last. It was the messiest. But I have one more. Thank you. Mrs. C is awesome. She's always my helper. There we go. Look at this. And speaking of helpers, if you're doing experiments at your house, have a helper. It's not only is it more fun, but you guys can work together to try things and get your experiments working properly. It's just so much fun.
Someone said they want to see that reaction in slow motion.
I know. I thought about that. I wish I had the GoPro set up in slow motion. It's that one that was turned upside down. It was just like, whoosh, it just went crazy. All right, so I'm excited about sharing this one with you too. So what I have here is an empty bottle. There's a little bit of liquid in the bottom of it. All right, so now we have an empty bottle. Or is it empty? If you're thinking there's something in there, you are absolutely right, because you're probably saying, Mr. C, we know that there is air inside of there, right? Because we know that air is everywhere, and it's inside of this bottle. And what we're going to do, I have a little adapter, and I'll show you can build one of these yourself, but I have this little adapter, and what you're going to do is we're going to put it here. We're going to put it on there. I'm going to turn this so that it doesn't get twisted. All right. And I'm going to use this. If you don't have one of these handheld pumps, you can use a bike pump or a foot pedal pump. It doesn't matter. See, I have a bike pump right there. It works perfectly with it. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to push air inside of here. And we saw what happened with our little Alka Seltzer Rockets, right? Our film canister rockets. When we put in air, the air is going to want to come out. It's going to increase the pressure and things are going to happen. But what we're going to do is I'm going to add a little bit of rubbing alcohol to this. This is 91% isopropyl alcohol. Just a little bit. And then I'm going to swish it around. I'm going to add a little bit more. Just a little bit. Just a wee little bit. There we go. So I'm going to swish this around. So I'm coating the inside of it with the rubbing alcohol. Now, let's just see what happens. And we'll talk about it after. All right, here we go. It's going to get noisy just for a second. All right, so this, I can feel the pressure. The air is pushing. This one's to come off. Everybody watch the bottle. What's inside of the bottle? What does it look like? If you said a cloud, you're absolutely right. So what's going on here is we're taking the air that was already in there. We're compressing that air. We're squeezing those air molecules together. There's also something else in there that makes a cloud. And what do we need to have a cloud? We need to have some water vapor, okay? So what happens is there's water vapor inside of this bottle also. And when we're squeezing everything together inside of this bottle, those molecules come together. And then when we release it, the air rushes out so fast that it actually reduces the pressure and cools the things inside of it because they're moving quickly. It cools it as they expand, and guess what? It creates our little cloud, just like that. So our cloud has kind of dissipated. I think we should try that again. Don't you guys think? Let's do it one more time. All right, here we go. That was loud, so I'll give you a countdown so we know what's happening. In 3, 2, 1. That's so cool. Look, you can push the cloud out. So you might be saying to yourself, oh, I want to build one of these. And you actually can if you have a couple of parts laying around the house. And I'll share with those what you are. First, you need a bottle, right? Second, you'll need a pump of some sort. And third, well, a pump like this or pump like that. And third, you need to build the container, the stopper that stops this. All right, so what I have here is a rubber stopper. It's a number 4. It's the ones that fit perfectly into a soda bottle, okay? And then what you'll need to do is you'll have to get a bike valve for like your bicycle, like goes inside the tube, or a car valve. And then you're gonna have your parents or an adult help you drill a hole through the center of this where you can push this through so that it looks just like this, right? So you take this, and then you're gonna drill a hole through it, and you're gonna put this in it. And now you have the valve so that you can build and make your own cloud in a bottle.
Someone wants to know, can you keep it in the bottle?
Can I keep the cloud in the bottle? I don't have a lid. We could try that. Here, we'll try one more time.
Use your stopper.
Yeah, I'll use the other stopper. So I'll pop it, I'll do it, and then I'll put this one on. We'll see how long our cloud stays there. All right, here we go. Put this back on. And for those of you who are curious, we're pumping this up to 10 psi. The bottle is really, really getting tight. All right, here we go. I've got the other one in my hand. 3, 2, 1. And there you go.
Ooh, so somebody wants to know, will any bottle work?
Will any bottle work? Most bottles should work. What you have to be careful of is when you're doing this. Oh, look, the cloud is dissipating. It's dissipating. But when you're doing this with other bottles, you want to be careful that you can feel the pressure building. You don't want to keep building the pressure too much because eventually it could destroy the bottle and the bottle could explode. So you have to be really careful. You're wearing eye safety. As you see, I'm putting this on. There, I'm going to let it out now. It's okay. Come out, little cloud. But yeah, I think other bottles would work. Smaller bottles will work. And also, you know, changing the variable in the experiment, this is 91% isopropyl alcohol. You can try 50. You can try 70. I think they even have a 99%. And what this does is the alcohol evaporates really fast so that it increases the cloud that you see. Otherwise, it might not react this way. So try different strengths of isopropyl alcohol.
Could it be smaller on your bottle?
Yeah, you could do a smaller bottle, a 2 liter, 1 liter, 20 ounce. Try them all. I think that's half the fun is giving it a try to see if it works. So, what do you guys think? Did we have some fun today? I know I did. And tomorrow we've got something really exciting planned for all of you as well. And we hope you join us back here tomorrow because it's going to be a pretty awesome day learning together with all of you again right here with Mr. C. And if you don't already know, check out our Facebook page. Here we post all of our content that we're doing. So if you haven't subscribed or liked the page or followed it, follow the page. I think we're getting close to 3,000 likes and we're almost at 3,000 followers. So we're excited about that. Also, join us on YouTube. My YouTube channel is Learning Science is Fun. I have 9,000 subscribers. We're about to hit 9,000. It should be this week. Very excited about that. We're creeping up to 10,000. But most importantly, if you want to keep the learning going, check out Dayton Metro Library. They have all sorts of cool stuff. They are able to get you online access to books, ebooks, movies, activities, and you'll be able to continue learning. They have science books, all sorts of cool stuff. So check that out. I want to say thank you to all of you for joining me each and every day here. You guys are fantastic. And on that note, I hope to see you tomorrow. Oh, I hit the camera. That was cool. Everybody have a great day. We'll see you soon. Last one. Bye, guys.